forbid, God forbid. We the baddest in the land, God forbid, God forbid. Shit is getting out of hand, God forbid, God forbid. Now I'm walking like a demon. We taking everything we can.
We're gonna start things different today.
The man, the myth,
We got MYTHZ with us today.
the legend.
But MYTHZ, I just wanted, before we get into it, I was at work and I heard you two on the radio and I was fucking livid.
Not us two.
Not us two.
No.
The band you two.
Yeah.
And there's no one I hate more than you two. They are the worst. They're my cunt of the month. We're going in early.
Okay, we'll start with kind of
So to the month.
So I wrote down a bunch of things I'd rather do than listen to you two.
Let's see it.
So number one.
You can't remember it off the dome.
No, I can't. It got too intense.
Don't get excited and yell in the mic.
I'd rather cut my dick off and throw it in the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What river?
Number one.
The river. Not a river.
Manham?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Lake Bonnie?
But how I would do it.
How'd you cut it?
Yeah, so I don't 8 Viagra's.
Oh, yeah.
Hard, rocked up.
Oh, yeah.
We're not fucking around.
No Cialis, just forget Viagra.
And a fucking cutlass, like a pirate.
Cutlass.
Bang!
Okay.
See you later. Pick it up. It'd be rock hard still.
I'd be impressed if you could pick it up with that attitude that you got there. I'd be very impressed.
And then
You've done it! You did it!
throw in the river. Plop. Yeah.
Bloop, doink. yeah,
That's it.
little fucking tic-tac.
I'd rather do that.
Metropolitan plumbing.
I'd rather do that than listen to you two.
Fuck you.
Number
right?
2. I would rather wash Delta Goodrum's feet.
Oh, wow. She'd probably have clean feet.
Nah, fuck Delta Goodrum.
And her feet.
Yeah, but
There is
I
porn,
would-
there
I
is
would-
porns like that.
I would go
I don't get it myself, but I've seen some.
I would join a convent and be transgender and become a nun.
Yeah.
Right? This is how much I don't want to listen to you two. I'd become a nun over years. I'd do all this
you
training,
reckon-
This is a
right?
this is a long term thing in there.
And I would worship her feet
Deltas.
like she was Jesus and I was washing Jesus' feet.
Wow. Would you do this, though, before you get into your next one? Would you let Cassie rub
Yes.
other men's semen on your
Yes.
nipples
Yes.
like she did to
Yes.
Diddy?
Yep. I would.
You would, okay. Just getting it out there,
It's funny you should mention that because.
because I do that all the time.
So number 3. Number 3 is I would rather be Justin Bieber at a Diddy party than listen to you two.
Off the back.
That is a black man's pincushion.
Yeah. And look at him now. You'd be all worn out. He's so fucked out right now. He is like...
That's so good.
That poor cunt looks like a sultana at the moment.
In a hoodie.
Yeah. Next,
Alright.
is that
And
it?
Crocs.
No, I've got more. I would rather be the head of Kanye West's PR team.
Okay, I think that should have been number one. But
Then if I had to listen to you two on the radio at work, or be the head of Kanye's PR team, easy choice.
okay, yeah.
I don't agree with the Hail Hitler song, but it sort of slaps.
But you're good at your job, so you'll get that PR happening.
The message, I don't agree with.
Oh, you don't like that one.
Don't like the message.
So how you going to spin it?
But them 808s.
Yeah, but them drums though?
Chef's kiss, mate. Well,
Yeah.
It sort of slaps. All right.
that's so
He's a sick man.
good.
I would rather be Jelly Roll's G-string
Whoa.
during the 5K he just run.
That's rough.
Ooh. Fuck, bro. You just reminded me of like brushing your tongue with the tooth. You know when you're like, ugh.
The big dog's lost 200 pounds.
Yeah. That's even worse now. Now it's all cottage cheese. Now it's all like skin rubbing.
But if I had the choice between listening to you two and being Jelly's G-string, easy choice.
Wow.
Wouldn't even consider anything else.
I don't know. I might consider listening to you two before I went there.
No, we're different people.
Every day. Every day. Bono.
I would prefer to be one of the Island Boys than listen to you two. And I'm talking, have you seen the Island Boys' little alien baby? It's the ugliest baby on earth.
I seen it.
And I'm talking full brother on brother incest.
I seen a.
Then listen to YouTube.
I seen a fucking. I seen a thing that they were trying to say that.
Bro on bro.
That's a better option than listening to YouTube, I think.
Well, you don't like you too.
Poor Bono.
8 Curix.
All right, I've got one more. I would rather fuck the Edge.
Who's the Edge?
The Edge is the guitarist for U2.
What
But
about?
no.
Would you
I would-
fuck Bono though?
Nah.
Oh, so you'd listen to U2 before you?
I
would you fuck Bono or would you listen to U2?
No, I'd fuck Bono before I listen to U2.
What about if you started singing while you
So
were
as a
fucking him?
collective, that's what you're saying.
What about
So-
if you're singing while you're fucking him, but you never had to hear it again?
He'd die. He wouldn't leave the room. So with fucking the Edge, I don't want to just have sex.
You want to rip him up?
No, I want a relationship.
Oh wow.
I want to take him out for dinner.
That's deep.
I want to buy him flowers.
Talk.
I
want to brush his hair.
Oof.
I want to take that beanie off. I'm going to brush your motherfucking
I didn't think we were
hair.
going to end up here straight out into the podcast, to be
Well,
honest.
I'm
But
not
we're,
fucking around.
we're there.
Polishing his Stratocaster.
Yeah. Hey, Edge. I'm on my way home. Do you need any groceries? I'll sort you out.
We'll take this down for $1 million. Otherwise, go get fucked by Luke.
Fuck you too. All right, on that note. How you going, miss?
Welcome.
What's going on,
Welcome.
bro? that
We should probably have some tissues here.
was fucking beautiful.
What would you rather do than listen to U2? Or would you just listen to it? Because for me, I would not like to sit around Jelly Roll's asshole. That's just me. I don't know.
He's a big boy.
What song was it though? What was the song that fucking
The U2 song.
led to the Cutlass with Dick getting thrown in the river?
Yeah.
A beautiful day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I fucking hate that song.
Yeah.
But still, Jelly Roll's ass. I don't know. man.
That's what got you.
I don't know.
Cutting the dick off, throwing it in the river. No worries. Jelly roll G-string. Absolutely not.
That's where we draw the line.
Yeah. So what's been happening, bro?
Not much, man.
Let me get that image out of your head, first of all.
Nah. That's the fuck all.
No, I like that.
Just fucking, kicking back, listening to some YouTube in my spare time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's loaded with good stuff.
Go download their new album.
Yeah.
It's free on iTunes.
Yeah.
They'll just chuck it on your phone.
Yes, that's right. They did too, didn't they?
Yeah. So you've been,
Sorry, bro.
this cunt.
That's fucked.
Fucking Luke.
It's gonna be the best intro ever.
Such a weird cunt, Luke.
But-
I like it.
I'm just
Just being honest.
Oh man.
I'm just trying to be real.
I had
Oh,
one.
God forbid, for fuck's sake.
I had one. I was going to join the party, but it just went on too long.
God forbid I gotta listen
Tell
to
me,
it.
tell me.
For God's
What would you rather, Ryan? What would you rather do than listen to YouTube?
Thank you, Jesus.
I'll just say one. I'd rather. I'll start just like you did. I'm eating a handful of Viagra. Sniffing one up
On the rack.
on the rack, and then
Warming the plate up.
getting dragged behind a horse on a Dolomite road face down with a boner for half a cake.
Nothing but shoes on.
Nothing but shoes on, high heels. That's where I would go before I listen to it.
Fuck you too.
But not right now. I'm using my dick a fair bit at the moment.
They're nice.
Yeah. So you're
Speaking of dicks.
let's try and get out of it. Let's try and get away from this. Let's do our best to leave her out of this.
We get there, bro.
So you started to work into some music again. You had a bit of a break with some massive life changes.
Yeah.
First of all, you had another kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Go for it.
Yeah.
Good new job.
Yeah. That's you're summing it up, man.
Running trains.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back. Hang on.
No, just like we spoke about
Earlier.
before. Yeah, it was just took a bit of a hiatus. I think it was not necessarily needed.
Yeah.
I think it was needed, but it was just the circumstances that were.
I think it's good too to have a break, like,
Yeah.
but it can be daunting, like you said, coming back because you're just sort of like, where do I go?
Yeah, I've always said that you have to like, well, for me personally, you have to live a lot to write a little.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's like, it gets to a certain point where it just goes like stagnant a bit because you can be like, oh, you know, this is like a big course or era or whatever, like part of my life here, and then you're documenting that.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Especially the way you write, like you're not just rapping. You're like,
yeah.
all of your songs are.
I reckon we got a similar sort of style.
Yeah, lots of meaning.
Yeah.
For me, I can just sit and write bars all day, but but it's not going to be a song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I do the same thing, man.
Yeah.
I think the bars are what keep you sharp.
Yeah.
Like that's that like ability to sort of like take that formation of like and using your metaphors and all the rest of it and like
Try to incorporate.
yeah, like and just push like to take these almost use the metaphors to like describe I guess a situation and you're like, oh, you know, it sort of fits, and when people hear it they're like, oh, okay, like,
Yeah.
that means that, but he's talking about that.
Hitting triple doubles and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, no, it's yeah, but like just massive life changes, man. Like you said, it's crazy. You just got to really just hold on and
Roll with the punches.
yeah, man. Yeah, go for it. I'm loving it though.
Yeah, you're at an exciting time.
Yeah.
Got young kids.
Yeah.
You know, good job. The world's kind of shit, sure, but at least you got a good job.
Fucking oath. Just
I mean, it's fucking
sitting there sipping a wine as the world burns
yeah,
around
having
me,
a
like,
cigar.
fuck, yeah.
Listening to you too.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Hearing people just argue across the road. Like, oh, what's going on, gents? How you doing?
Just happy that I can fucking put $800 worth of groceries in my shopping cart for fucking 2 people. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Like, it's good, man. But like, you know, it's not defining. I think.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I thought, like, I was chatting with a mate about it the other day, and he's a FIFO worker.
Yep.
And, like, we were, you know, both apprentices doing, like, traineeships and, you know, apprenticeships and that. And I was like, I'd like to think that we're, like, this, I guess, this, like, obviously you go through life and stuff, but then, like, you're still the same people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, your core morals don't change.
Yes.
You know, I'd fucking, if anything more than now, I'm more generous because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have that to
Yeah.
be able to sort of like,
Of
yeah,
course.
you know, because if the shoe was on the other foot, like, you know,
You wouldn't have a choice but to fucking
that's right.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just one of those things, man. You just go with it, man.
Yeah.
It's just life, really, isn't it? So you just try and do every day, you know, right, try and learn something, or you know, just and move on to the next and progress and.
Take something from each day.
Yeah, and build that, you know, forge for your. At the end of the day, it's just all about your family and your next of kin. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
bro. Yeah.
So you're working on new music?
yeah, man. Yeah, well, in the background, slowly but surely. It's yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm in a pocket right now where it's you know, I'm trying to find this new inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at like past music that I'd done, it was like, you know, like I've still got hordes of music back there from like a few years ago. And
Unreleased, you mean?
yeah. And then I listen to it now, and it just doesn't sort of, I don't know.
Yep.
Like we were saying, like you're like when you move in different like points of time, and you're in different stages of your life.
Yeah.
Even something as simple as like music completely changes.
Fucking oath, it does.
So, you know,
Hugely.
yeah, that's right.
It's about growth.
That's right. And like even the music that I listen to now, like I listen to so much old shit now. Like when, you know, that this shit that like my folks and my grandparents listen to, I fucking love it now.
Yeah.
It's so easy listening to.
Brings,
What are you listening to?
and it makes you feel good because it's like it's a memory too.
Nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Oh, here we go.
You too.
Yeah, U2. U2's 1, 2, and 3. Top of list. Top 3. Nah, fuck, who am I listening to?
You mean like 80 shit? Or,
No,
or
like-
further?
Eagles, Jackson
Yeah,
Brown,
okay,
Nina
now-
Simone.
Yeah, now we're talking.
All that good shit.
Yeah, just like even Elvis Presley.
Yeah,
Like, Pop
yeah.
was a huge Elvis Presley fan.
Yeah.
And I find myself just not even like, just having it playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's sort of like,
Like it used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember when I used to go there, like I'd go up there every school holidays of the 2 weeks, and the first week was always up with my Nana and Pop. They lived in Karoonda, which is just outside of Murray Bridge.
Yep.
And they're both Scottish, like,
Yep.
no, that has nothing to do with the fucking story, but like...
I got Scott on me.
Yeah, so dad's side's English, mum's side's Scottish, but like my pop was just like, everybody loved him. He
Yeah.
didn't have a bad bone in his body. He's always had like nothing but nice to say about everyone. And
He's a good man.
it was the same about him, and he used to just sit there and like he loved Eagles. He loved the Beatles and he loved Elvis Presley, and he used to just sit there and put these records on. And he just used to tell me, this is a story about this, that, and the other. And he was quite religious as well. So he used to tell me like sort of not Bible stories, but like more or less the meaning behind them.
Yes, yeah.
And he's like, and this is this story here, and this is really the aspect of that story.
Yeah.
It's like about enlightenment. It doesn't matter about who the names are or what they did, but it was what they represented.
Yeah,
Finding the meaning in the
That's
Gospels.
right. Yeah. So
And that was so big in older music. Everything wasn't what it seemed, and it was before people knew really how to break music down for themselves.
Yeah. And so it was just more or less finding always said, find the positive around the negative. But it's like a battery. You can't have one work without the other. So
That's right.
Like you need to appreciate the negative because that's what bounds you to the positive.
You've always been like that. You've always been positive. You've always been good.
I try to be, man. Yeah. I mean, I have my flare-ups in traffic like everyone. But
waiting for the fucking train.
yeah. Bruh.
Fuck you!
Did you see the rig that I rolled up in? So my lady's got the good car. She's got like the nice SUV.
Yep.
And I drive like 45 minutes to work every day. So I've got like a little buzz box. It's a little Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
2007 Toyota Corolla. Runs off an oily rag.
Nothing wrong with that.
Man, fuck, bro. I drive that thing like a fucking go-kart.
Yeah.
Like, truck drivers like, God damn, man. I'm like, fucking get it out the way.
And you do.
Like, wait till I come back with my train, son. Like, I'm gonna fucking make you
Don't
wait
ever let
hours,
me see
bro.
you sitting on these tracks,
Yeah,
cunt.
hell yeah, that's it, yeah. Catch you out in these lines, brother.
Be a motherfucking movie out here.
Bro.
Yeah, but you do the right thing. You give your missus the nice car. As men, we always give every little piece of ourselves, don't we?
Yeah.
But it's
Preach.
necessary when they're taking the kids around for them to have the right gear, so...
Yeah. No, they can't be,
In the
Can't
buzz
they-
box.
Yeah, they can't. It's just not safe, man.
No, that's right. And there's just so many people on the fucking road, like,
Yeah.
just fuckwits.
That's right, yeah. You got that fucking emergency assist brakes
Yeah.
now where it's like, man, that's fucking as
too-
much as for the other driver as it is for her.
I'm too
Yeah.
Victorian to talk about Adelaide drivers.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't talk about Adelaide drivers.
I'm not touching it.
What do you feel about Adelaide being the nicest city?
We used to be the most stuck up.
I've reckoned, bro.
Do you know what they're doing though? You know exactly what they're doing, right? They're flooding us when they say shit like that.
Yeah, okay.
So they said to everyone around the world that it was the most livable city in the world, right? That was a couple of years ago. Look at how much we've exploded.
Yeah.
Now that we've stopped exploding a little, they're like, now it's the nicest. Like, hang on, man. People here are angry.
Someone called me a cunt in traffic yesterday.
What'd you do? Wind the window up? You did, didn't you?
You turned the mirror
Sorry.
up to stop from pointing at yourself, and you kept going.
I wasn't dealing with it.
Bro.
You're probably right.
No,
I said,
but
fuck
I don't
yeah.
know. If anything, it's probably fucking us because it's gonna be like, oh,
It is.
this is the most livable city. Let's
Yeah.
go there, and they're nice too.
That's
It's
what
like,
I'm
we're
saying.
Not nice at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And now our groceries cost more than in Sydney. That's what it's done.
We went to Melbourne a few. When was it? 3 or 4 weeks ago for the week.
Like a little trip or something.
Yeah. So the missus and I, our birthdays are 2 days apart. So we generally try and like do something
Nice.
together.
Yep.
And then getting a little bit older now, so it's like family trips and do something a little bit nicer than you normally would. And we went to Melbourne. I fucking love Melbourne. Like I did battles there quite a bit and stuff, and then I've been there a bunch of times, and that's really especially when I was like early 20s, felt like the home away from home.
Yeah, it's a
It was
beautiful
like-
city.
I almost wanted to move there,
Yeah.
but then I didn't because I was like, I'll get used to it, and then I won't like it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I'll ruin it for myself.
Yeah. Oh, it's home for me. It's a wild place, man. It's,
Calm down, mate.
It's a certain type of lifestyle.
You're here now. This is home for you.
Yeah, we got podcasts to do.
That's it. No, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it's if you go somewhere like, you know, if you go to paradise every day,
Yeah, you're bored.
it's not going to feel like paradise. It'll just feel like
The beach.
It'll feel like a place that you're just getting back to.
That's why you move out west to Melton, where I'm from.
Yeah.
And you'll have an interesting day every day.
Wherever you go. But that's the thing. You know what's funny about you saying that? Like, the whole... Like, I used to live over in Ellaway, Woodcroft, and I was never near the beach. And then when I got my own house, it was right near the beach. When I was living in Ranella and Woodcroft, I used to go to the beach all the fucking time. As soon as I moved next to the beach, I never went to the beach.
Yeah.
I think I've been maybe 4 or 5 times in 15 years to the beach. It's right there.
It's here, isn't it?
It's the best beach in the fucking country. Silver Sands, Moana, fucking, you know. But like you said, if you're next to it, it's no longer holds the same.
Yeah, it's not like a get to. This is what we're gonna do, and it's like loses that sort of special occasion feeling.
If I moved away from it, I bet you I'd be fucking spewing.
You'd be missing it.
Yeah.
You'd be like, I need a fucking.
I love the water, man.
Yeah, for sure. But like when we went to Melbourne, everyone was super nice.
Yeah.
No matter where we went, like
that doesn't sound right.
even on the roads, I don't know. Man.
Where were you?
Yeah, where the fuck were you? Business district.
Not where I grew up.
Yeah.
Where were you?
We were just going through like the CBD and that.
Oh,
so we were chilling around there, but everyone just seemed like, you know, in Adelaide, everyone's sort of in like
it's calling you.
It's in a rush to get somewhere.
Yes.
That's not that far.
Yeah, because it's just the roads are fucked.
Yeah, I fucking hate traffic, bro. I like.
Bro.
Fuck anyone that leaves 5 car spaces between the next.
Fuck anyone out on that road except me.
Yeah, we went to Brizzy. We went to Brizzy last year and did like the theme parks and did all that shit. And we like went to we were staying just out like we're in, fuck, what's it called? The Gold Coast, just outside of Surfers.
Yeah.
And we had to drive to the Adelaide. The Australia Zoo, which is a good like nearly 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
But. And my mum's like, well, you hate traffic here. Wait till you get to Brizzy. They constantly move, though.
Yeah, but they move.
Here it's like, you fucking sit in the same... Yeah, it's stop the whole way through. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I'd rather consistently move for fucking 2 hours than an hour of stop. It just... Yeah.
I used to, like...
Learn to merge, Adelaide,
even going home from, like, say you were working further away and you knew there was a longer way...
Fucking merge.
Yeah.
Fucking dog.
They're not gonna, man. They're not gonna merge.
That's why they call me a cunt in traffic.
They won't merge. I always make it a thing to let people in. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't give me the fucking little nod and wave,
I'll
fucll write your number plate down, cunt. You'll never get it again.
Wait till knock-off time.
I'm coming to see you.
But even like you said, I would purposely take the longer way if I know there's no traffic. Because I'll just sit on a fucking $1.20. You know what I mean? Not 60. So that's what it is. It's moving, isn't it? Not fucking stopping, starting, just sitting in traffic. That shit drives me bonkers, bro.
Yeah.
Just fucking merge.
It's pretty much the reason.
But you can't merge if there's 2 lanes, chock-a-block all the way up to the south.
My indicator is exactly what it says. It's indicating I'm changing lanes whether you like it or fucking not.
You're lucky you don't need to drive back to the south, bro. You're complaining and you live north. And you work in the north. Man, shut the fuck up. You live north and you work in the north.
I live west.
Northwest.
So I'm told.
So I'm told.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yet to be determined.
Seaton,
that's right. Yeah, northwest.
Yeah.
It is northwest.
Yeah. I'd call that
I'm just
northwest.
destined to live in the western suburbs.
And you work out
Port Adelaide.
where people have no teeth.
Oh, they have some. Shout out my workmates.
Homies.
Don't go there.
I'm stoked that we got on the topic of shit traffic, to be honest.
And you
Cause, like,
too.
yeah, no, because, like, you know, I've got a family and music and that, but that's something I'm really passionate about. Is the fucking traffic.
Yeah. Let's get back.
I fucking hate it right now. Fucking.
Yeah.
Just let me that cutlass. It's got dick juice on it. I will hack heads off, Buzz.
So you said something. So you used to battle a lot, did you? I didn't know that. Would you ever know?
Battle either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. How that started.
Where'd you battle in Melbourne?
Laundry.
Yeah. Johnson Street.
Fitzroy.
Whole Lot of Love.
Yeah.
Yeah, battled there quite a few times.
When? What year?
When? Right. 2013, 2014,
When I wasn't
2015.
Yeah, because I didn't make music from
2016, I reckon.
2007 to 2019. I didn't make
So
one song.
you were just doing that with the local leagues, or what? What?
Yeah, so
How did that start?
So it started off like doing the freestyle sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have
When the beats were still going.
they used to have this thing down at the Ranella Youth Centre called Art of Rhyme.
Okay, yeah,
And that's I first seen like dudes who were already sort of, I guess, pretty like fairly established, like just around the area.
Yes.
Like Monops.
Yes.
Mandel.
Yeah, this is what
R.I.P.,
Taha was bringing up.
R.I.P. Mandel, the homie.
Did you do a track, man?
Nah, I wasn't able to, man. Like I used to, I talked to him quite a bit not quite a bit, but I talked to him fairly often before he passed away, because I sort of like was going to these shows and like he was already
always there.
Yeah, he was always there, and like Gospel did a joint with him and Plans for one of his albums, I think, one of his early ones. So yeah, he had the opportunity to do it, but it was just like when Mandel passed, it was I don't know much about like his sort of like health, if there were like ongoing health issues, but for me it was just so sudden.
Yeah, it was
know.
a shock. I done a track with him.
Yeah,
He was on my mixtape in like 2006 or 7.
yeah, and really it was that him like passing away like wasn't like anything to do with it, but I was at that time I was trying to get into the written format, and then they had
Battling still, yeah.
yeah, they had Got Beef was that league in Adelaide at the time, and I was sort of going back and forth and trying to get like a spot in there, and they had like a memorial event for Mandel in the city, and it was like they put on freestyle battles and did like a show. So I did the battles there, and then from there it sort of led me to my opportunity to slip into like Got Beef sort of roster.
Yeah.
At the time, it was actually Larrikin. Larrikin was the one who said, "Look, you know, we're looking for like a few battlers."
Sick.
And it was my first Got Beef battle was against Gospel. So it was Gospel and Larrikin versus Steve Makes and I.
No shit.
Oh,
So
sick.
Steve Makes and Gospel were like, they went to fucking primary school together.
You're all mates anyway.
Yeah, we're all mates. Yeah, so
Just fucking
but
tearing shreds off each
But
other.
they like Gospel and Steve were like relentless with each other.
Yeah.
They had all these like inside jokes that no one got.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, Barry. Like he's just it was funny as. But yeah, from there it was like, I don't think Steve I don't think he did another written battle after. I think that he might have done one more actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, sort of like.
Fizzled out a bit there.
Yeah, I sort of went like hard in the paint after that. I was like, look, now that I've got it, there were a couple events where I had 2 battles on the same night, and Gospel and I sort of ended up becoming this like duo.
Yep.
And that lasted for like quite a few years, where it was like the 2-on-2. We did the 2-on-2 tournament, made it to the grand finale. We weren't successful winning it, but yeah, we made it all the way to the end, and then we went over to. We headlined an amped up event over in Melbourne at the Whole Lot of Love, where Gospel and I dressed up as Mario and Luigi. His idea, he wanted to dress up as Kiss.
Is there footage of that? I feel like I've seen that.
Yeah. I didn't want to do it because I was like, no, bro, I just want to fucking yell at people, man. He's like, no, it's amped up event, like it's entertainment. Like they've done stuff like this in the past.
Yeah.
And then he started selling me the concept of like, no, but like we're Mario and Luigi, so we're like the OG duo of like the 2v2 circuit. Like this is us, bro. Like, and I'm like, you're right. Like, let's get it. And then when we rocked up in the costumes, people were like, oh, what the fuck? And then we started rapping, and it was more or less like, yeah, they got into it a little bit.
As an Italian, there's racial undertones.
Do you feel like it took away from it a bit? Because people weren't expecting it?
No, I think it's sort of like at first I thought it would have.
Yeah.
But Gospel like has this sort of like different mind of entertainment.
Yes,
you know
He's
what
got
I
that
mean.
creative mind.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, absolutely. Like he's a very, very complex fellow.
Yeah,
There's depth and levels to the man. So
Yep, it's good.
he's like, yeah. So he find like his humor is like sometimes warped than that. But with that, I was just like, I don't want to do that. I just want to go and fucking yell and bar out, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
let me bang, bro. Let me bang. And then he's like,
Put this on.
yeah, yeah. He's like handing me the fucking
Who,
moustache.
who were you?
Oh, bro.
Mario
Bruh,
Luigi.
Bruh, Mario. Bro, imagine if Gospel was Mario and he was fucking like 3 feet taller than me. That shit wouldn't have worked, man.
Yeah, well, Luigi.
That was the reason why too. I was like,
Luigi is
he's
a
like,
bit
you could be
taller.
Mario. I'm like, yeah, fucking oath.
You got the king
Yeah,
fucking
that's it.
That's how he sold it on.
Yeah, no, but we threw.
fucking racial undertones.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
He bought one of those. He bought like a shell backpack. Like,
Like the shell, shooting shells.
Yeah, so he threw it at him.
You should have fucking whipped some banana peels out.
Yeah, I was.
Threw one in his face. Slap.
I think the first and second round. were
Challenge
like-
him to a duel with a banana peel. Challenge you to a duel.
yeah, just throw it at him.
Throw a real turtle.
Banana and all. Like, fuck.
Throw a real turtle.
We had a really, really, really hairy woman who we played to be Donkey Kong. She came up and...
Did really?
Nah, we should have. Like an extra
There
hairy
we go
woman.
for a second.
Extra hairy woman come up and, yeah.
So what made you like get out of that? You just sort of just kept growing and went sort of back into music and
Yeah, music was always like the end goal.
Yeah.
I feel.
yeah.
Like, especially at that time when I was sort of like, how old was I? Would have been 16, I reckon. 16 or, yeah, nearly 17 when I first started doing the freestyle battles.
Okay, yeah.
And like,
You fucking started young out here.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bro. Like, my cousin had me into it when I was like 11, 12, like showing me like Wu-Tang and NWA and
Same.
and he lived close to Woodcroft. So back then it was like before the hoods had blown up. So he had like the Matter of Time and Left Foot, Right
Yes.
Foot and all Delta and Funk Cores and all these like, and I was, I guess,
that good
I was more or less that dude in high school where I had all this shit on my, like on the MP3 player and the iPod. And then all of a sudden it like, hoods dropped. I remember when they dropped Hard Road, and it was like everyone sort of knew them from
Yes.
the nosebleed section.
We knew him from here. Adelaide knew him quite well.
Yeah,
But as far as the whole fucking world
but
went,
even
Being
like,
in Melbourne, when the calling dropped,
yes.
they were massive. But when the hard road dropped, that was a whole different
Yeah,
fucking
oh,
scenario.
yeah,
Of
it
course.
was because it was like I feel like the calling, I can classic front to back.
Yeah.
As a hip hop fan and as like and just how good that album is.
Yeah.
But like it was obviously the nosebleed section was just like bang. But then when they dropped the Hard Road, it was like that was just the level of like I guess they had the funding after that to go and like
Cook it properly.
get the.
'Cause that was
get-
under obese. pretty sure
I
it
reckon
was.
it was. That was
Yeah.
like because
Before
they,
Golden Arrow, wasn't it?
yeah, it was before because they
Oh,
did,
yeah, right,
because they did
definitely.
recapturing the vibe.
Yeah.
And then there's a like I remember hearing,
Everyone was obese.
Yeah, no, I remember hearing there was like a bar in there where he's like obese, and then and he did it for ages, and then obviously when they went to Golden Era, they switched it up. Like live shows are like Golden Era, they changed it around. So yeah, so like
Because there's a skit, there's a peg skit on there. I'm pretty sure the Hard Road.
yeah. Yeah, I reckon
Well,
so.
yeah, but, yeah.
So yeah, so like I was listening to sort of all that, and like when I was quite young, and then I started sort of like I guess like dabbling with music when I was like 15, 16, but it wasn't anything like
Just learning.
yeah, just learning, man, and just like we had that shit Logitech mic that you just plug in and
Yeah,
used
yeah.
Audacity and just yeah, fucking pirated beats and
Yeah.
LimeWire beats.
But still good fun when
Fucking
you're a
your
kid.
parents' computer up.
Yeah. Just the 512
We used to all have-
megabyte
That's how
download.
you give your parents computer aids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to all have Fruity Loops, but it was like, it was still great fun. It
Yeah.
never ended up sounding great.
Yeah.
But it was
Nah.
dope memories.
Well, people just like I guess because there was no one sort of in like my school and shit that were really like. So I grew up in Seaford,
Right.
and like there was no one really sort of doing that. I guess.
There's more surfy sort of areas and like
Yeah,
different
like
music.
it was just out like Morphevale was fucking like Morphe's was massive.
Yeah.
Because you had like, obviously I think the Trials was from there.
Yes.
So you had the Oars there. They were Southern, and then
Another one.
yeah, no.
You good?
Yeah, I'll just wait until we finish.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good, bro. So yeah, like you had Trials and that, and then like so Morpheus was massive, and then you had like back in like those days, it was like the crew days too.
Yes.
So you had like Aerosol Overdose, like AOD.
Yeah.
Like they had obviously had their crew, but they had a bunch of people making music.
Yeah.
And their fucking music was just pumping too. So I grew up on that, and it was just like, I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to do the music. And then back then it was almost like levels to it. You needed to do the battles to get your name out there, and it was almost like a formality.
It was so different.
Yeah.
When Melbourne was such a different fucking machine, man.
Nowadays in Adelaide, it's like you can go any avenue. You can never sort of like, you don't have to do battles anymore. You can just jump straight into music.
Yeah.
If you want, and if you want to do battles, then you just jump into that, and that in itself is like its own beast. There's such like that market, and then I've sort of seen that growth of when it went from to strictly written concept of battles. I came in as it was sort of like I was sort of doing music, doing freestyle battles as it was sort of getting into that merge. It was peaking, and then I came in shortly after.
Did you do the Double or Nothing battles, or was that before your time?
Double or Nothing. Who was that?
Like Southern Skeptics and all them dudes. Prime Purpose.
No, that was before.
Yeah, that's when I started coming over. Playing shows in Adelaide.
Yeah.
I'm probably a bit older.
Yeah, that's like Southern Skeptics. They're the homies, man. They're the dudes.
Yeah, Maxwell, we're getting you on here. You fucking motherfucker.
Mr. Poe.
Shout out Poe and K.
Yeah, let's do
it. They're fucking legends, man. And like Pagan Ellipsis, just like the same sort of thing, man. They were the crew that was doing shit back then.
Yeah.
And like and then you had like the WRCs, the World Rap Championships, and seeing like people from, and then it was sort of the WRCs was how I got into more or less like Melbourne shit.
Yeah.
Like I'd know.
Oh, that was with Prime and Purpose were doing it.
Prime and Purpose,
and then
Anecdote and
60.
60. Yeah, he was doing it.
That's when I was around 60 and Anecdote.
Yeah.
That's where I was in Melbourne.
Yeah, and then like
Anecdote's he's the funniest dude.
He's a freak, man. He is a freak in nature when it
we
comes
used to hang out, man.
Yeah?
Anecdote would come to Melbourne, and he'd be like, he goes, Vex, go get that cunt in the headlock. I'm like, why? He goes, figure four! And then he'd make me run up and just get random people in headlocks. And then when they got mad, he'd just look at him and go, ooh! And then we'd have a drink and fucking have a good night.
And then put someone in a headlock.
I remember one time we were hanging out, it was me, Bam Bam, 60, and Anecdote were at fucking Bam Bam's house. Anecdote took the biggest shit I've ever seen, and he wouldn't flush it until everyone went and had a look. It was
7 Keurigs.
Keurigs. 7.
It was the record.
Sharon! You gotta come and see this.
It was Bono. Shout out Anecdote, Conrad, you're a fucking legend.
That's where
Taking
it
Bono
was
shit.
Bono.
It was the fucking...
Hot.
It was one of the funniest...
He spins off of it.
It's just Anecdote at the top, like.
Fuck, that was one of the funniest shit.
Funniest
things.
literal
funny
shits I've ever seen.
That's sick.
I didn't want to look at it.
Nah. Doesn't sound great to look at.
Yeah. I was impressed, though.
But you are always impressed when you push something like that out, aren't you?
It was solid.
It's like giving birth.
Sharon! I'd imagine it'd be pretty similar.
It was
Let's not upset the ladies, but...
It was impressive.
It's an experience.
Oh, yeah.
Nonetheless.
So did you do any of the WRC shit?
Nah, man, that was before I sort of came into it. Probably
because it was
a couple of years.
Because Melbourne was crazy, especially because we used to play this place called The Spot on Sydney Road in Brunswick.
Yeah.
And it was myself, like Weapon X, Justice and Chaos, 60, Pez, Illy, and we'd swap who the headliner was. It was the fucking crazy. All these cunts are fucking huge now. Mantra who plays shows.
Mantra, bro. Fuck, he's there.
Shout out Robbie, man. He's a fucking legend.
Bro, there's so many people now where I just like, I'm in awe of it because like, just of how, like, you just grew up watching these like up and comers, man,
Just explode.
and they're so fucking big now.
Yeah.
And it's like, and because you're part of that culture, like rightly or wrongly, you're sort of like you sort of feel like you're part of it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're part of that. Like, doesn't matter sort of where you got to, but you're part of that history, and in some point,
You're written into it.
Written into it, and you know about it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's the culture, it's the history around
That's
it.
right.
And you're sort of just right there, and you're like, I've seen that guy when he was trying to do what these new guys are doing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was just like they hit that right time, right sound,
Fucking boom.
and it was just like, and fucking
That's good.
Good on 'em,
That's so good to hear someone say that, because a lot of people, they don't want to give people, other artists, their flowers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Nah, all these guys were the hardest working guys I'd ever
They
seen.
were, man. They built that blueprint.
The first time I met Illy, he was Ill Al at the time. He was a Just Jeans model, which was hilarious.
Sexy motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's a handsome guy. But we just released, we had a crew called 3000 Crew, because we're from Melbourne.
Cheers, brother.
And so we released a 3-track fucking demo thing, and it was a bit rough around the edges. But we had it. We were all punk rock kids playing rap music.
Yep.
And we had a killer live show. So we finished our set, got off stage, and fucking Al comes up, takes me, he goes, man, he goes, your live set's fucking crazy, it's so good. He goes, that CD you gave me sucked. I'm like, what the? I'm
Fuck
like,
you, man.
thanks. Like, I didn't know what to fucking do.
Backhanded compliment.
Yeah. He was right, but
Compliment sandwich.
he was just one of them dudes. It's like, he's going to...
I've had people say that
He's
to
gonna
me
say
as
some
well.
real shit.
Like, I wasn't really fucking with your music, but that was the fucking bomb set.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's completely different live.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about the energy of the night.
Yeah.
If motherfuckers are all slumped over and there's nothing happening, and then you come out fucking screaming and jumping, and then all of a sudden every cunt's jumping,
Yeah.
you fucking done did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We had a
You
good
did your
live
job.
set.
Oh, yeah.
But fuck, yeah, I was...
It's like the way people stand there now. Like that, it was never like that. We just remember back in the days, the days you're talking about. The whole place is fucking hands in the air, fucking, you know.
Yeah, this is probably 2005,
Now they're like
2006.
this, with their phone and
Yeah.
just like looking down. It's like,
Yeah.
you motherfuckers better stomp your feet, light a match, and jump around before I fucking wreck shit. You know what I mean? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Because there was a big period there and I didn't go to shows anymore. And I think, like most people, there was a big gap there that I didn't, because it was just work, and I had young kids then. And then when I come back, I was just like, what the fuck happened to this thing, man?
Yeah.
Like, it was fizzled out.
Yeah. It's a really weird sort of like time at the moment. I
Here,
think.
especially.
Yeah. It's like,
Trying to get people to shows is fucking near impossible. at the moment.
it's this real sort of like shift.
I don't think stacking the lineups is working.
But you'll fucking miss it when it's gone. Do you know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
And like, I'm not opposed to going to shows at all, but whether I'm on the card or not, but it's hard too, because we're just trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like it's just a weird sort of time because everything's so like fucking not the it's gonna sound old, but everything's so social media
Yes,
now.
it's not sounding
That's
old.
like, all right, you do a song or you do like a mixtape or an album.
People get their fix and bounce.
And yeah, that's right. And it's like, okay, sweet, you did that. That was 2 days ago. What's next?
When's your new shit?
Yeah. What
Listen
are you
here,
doing?
motherfucker.
Like
I
there's-
spent fucking
Spent
months.
12 months making
Yeah,
this.
I really think they're like the last of the dying breed was like
Yes,
like the completes.
yes.
Like complete.
They're just on the edge of it.
Yeah, complete was like dozen album
Yeah,
tours.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what even obviously the Hoods and all the rest of it. They do an album or they do a show.
Tassie fellas, I reckon, doing
Yeah,
something similar.
yeah.
But he's big enough.
Grills and Dundee, yeah.
Like
But they're big enough to do that
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But it was, for me, because I made music up, I was in a crazy car accident, and that's why I stopped making music, and I just never got back into it. And
Bet
it was
you
fucked,
did.
'cause I watched all of my friends blow up. Like, the festival song clip I was meant to be in. Like,
Yeah,
it just,
right.
it never happened. I was in a fucking wheelchair. It It was
You should have
fucked.
fucking rolled up to that bitch and dropped your bars.
But it was just. But I stopped making music like 2007, and then I started making 2019, and it was a completely different world.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dano had to fucking teach me again how it works.
Oh, so
at the
much
same
had
time-
changed.
Yeah, so we were still fucking printing flyers and going to Obese Records and can we fucking chuck some flyers down for this show we're playing?
Yeah.
Before phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You go out and leave
Phones
your phone
did
at
nothing.
home.
Yeah, phones were no good. Everyone, because half the people couldn't afford to have one. So somehow I was
Cunts
saying,
begging to get
I was saying,
top
I
eight.
think I was saying to Monops or Tyre. Somehow you all found out about the show before Friday, and you all went. You know what I mean? And there was no phones, or very
It's just a
few.
word of mouth.
Get a flyer.
Yeah.
In Mel, I don't know what it would be here, but we had this.
How old are you?
33.
Okay, you're younger. Yeah. See, I'm
33.
I'm-
33.
right. So you probably had a phone. What age you reckon?
12, 13.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
See, I didn't have one until I was like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was year
But there was no...
12, I reckon, I had my first.
But it wasn't the same. That
But
they
even
weren't.
then,
They
there-
weren't smartphones. They
No,
weren't.
no.
Yeah, they were just brick.
51
Right,
Nokia.
you were... Yeah,
It was just a ride home at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Mate, you had fucking... You were good if you had the old phones that had the MSN chat.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
But there was no like... And then it sort of broke into the MySpace. That's where I started, was like that MySpace
Okay.
sort of like
I was yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And like you could make your own page. And
Yeah,
it was
jazz
like-
it up.
Yeah, and then like when we did like our first show, it was fucking wild. Yeah, right in like the sticks, out in the sticks of Yankalilla,
Yeah.
and like this dude found our music through. So So when I first started, I was part of this group, like me and my mate and his cousin rapped.
Okay.
They were already sort of doing a couple of songs because he and Gospel went to primary school together. So then he's like, "Oh, you got to like listen to this dude Gospel," and I heard it and I was like, "Fuck, man, he's good, man.
Yeah.
Really good for for just a dude our age."
Yeah.
And and he was just pumping out music constantly. And then he's like, "Oh, he said that we should start rapping." He's like, "You're into."
Got you excited about it.
He's like, "You're into it. Like, we should start recording together."
Yeah.
So we started doing that, and then there was like, started just pushing music out, and then this dude, we made like a CD.
Burning CDs and shit.
Yeah, and then somehow, some way, this dude had gone to the Royal Adelaide show.
Yeah.
One of the carnies there, or one of the dudes fucking running the ride,
Fucking dirty carnies.
had our music playing.
Oh wow.
Right, and this dude,
With no teeth and a
yeah,
cigarette.
probably, yeah.
Sick cunt.
Our fucking number one fan base.
Yeah.
I'd rather kiss him on the mouth. than
Yeah,
listen
but
to
how
you two.
good?
That's it, yeah.
But how
Look,
good?
Look his durry bars.
Then listen to fuck you too.
That's it.
But how good? What a trip. You
What?
hear your shit for the first time somewhere. It's a big thing.
Yeah, no, well, we didn't hear it. It was like this
Oh.
other guy had like walked up and said, "What's this song that's playing?"
Oh.
And this guy's like, "Oh, this is like," and fucking gave
Some
him.
cunts from the sticks in Yank.
Yeah, no, well, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's fucking like these guys are from like down south," and he's like, "Oh right, no worries." So he ended up hitting up my mate on fucking MySpace. Going,
Oh
"Look,
wow.
my little brother has got his 18th coming up," and he's like, "And we've been sort of listening to your music the last like few months."
You all come
He's
through.
like, yeah, he's like, "We want you to perform at it."
No worries. 10 grand.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, he's like, let us know whatever you need," and he's like, "We've got like
6 cartons, 4
7
bottles,
Yeah, he gave us booze. He gave us like
bag of fucking go.
I think he gave us like $200, so it was $100 each, and we thought we were fucking on. Man.
Yeah, but
It
that
was
was
just
decent
like,
back then.
right? And then he's like, "Look,
I
if you,
wouldn't mind that now.
well, he's like, if you want cheap or anything, you've like we're fucking
Bring the bowl. Yeah, bring it.
yeah. And so yeah, like
Treated you good.
yeah, no, we rocked up, and it was me and him, and then 2 of our mates came, and like the 4 of us rocked up to this fucking 18th house party.
Yeah, back when you could rock a party.
And like these cunts, we got out the car and we had like our like fucking mic equipment and shit, and just walking through, and people were like, "Who the fuck are these dudes?" And we're like, "We're the entertainment."
It's Mario and Luigi. Get out the fuck away.
Yeah, and then and I walked in, I'm like, "Happy birthday, mate!" And he's like,
Who the
"How old are you?" And I'm like, "Younger than you." So yeah, but he had this whole fucking big back shed they'd completely stripped clean
For a set.
and had like built this fucking plywood like
Dance floor and shit.
stage
Yeah,
thing, like on wood, and then had like the thing, and then he had chairs set up at the front, and then a fair portion at the back was people standing up, and we did the set.
And then you rock that motherfucker, and then they're all sucking your dick instead of looking at you.
I was scared, bro.
Oh, really?
I was like, fuck,
Throwing
man.
up and shit.
Oh no, I was just super nervous, you know. I was just like,
Yeah, but that's
fuck.
okay. It's normal.
And then we did it, and like, yeah, this fucking, and then like I looked at the back, and most of nobody knew who the fuck we were, and that's the hardest part. Like,
Didn't this dude explain to you? I mean,
No.
he ordered us in.
yeah, no, but then I looked at the back, and I seen like the dude, like he was probably in his like late 20s,
Yeah.
and he had his brother like next to him, and he's fucking. We looked up when we were doing, and they were sort of like mumbling a few of the words to a couple of songs, and then
That's a good feeling.
he put his arm around his shoulder and like gave him a grip on the shoulder, and they sort of looked at each other and were just like,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
That's a good
cool.
feeling.
Come to
That's-
the front, please.
Yeah, no, I'm like, all right, sweet, like
Yeah.
it's his birthday.
You gave them what they wanted.
Yeah, like, and
Yeah.
that was sort of like that little, I guess that little
Yeah, I'm
spark,
good.
that
I'm
little-
good. Yeah.
that little light there. I was like, well, fuck everyone else. We're here for this dude's birthday.
Exactly.
At least he's not like, why the fuck did you get me
Yeah.
this gift?
Who the
Like,
fuck's
fuck
this
dude? So yeah,
This guy fucking sucks.
yeah.
Shut up! I'm your birthday present.
Let's do a piss break.
Let's do a piss break. Go, Reese.
Reasons number 25.
We're back.
We're back.
And we're talking about worst shows.
Mm.
What is your worst fucking memory of a show? Or is it a bad memory? Or is it just a memory that stuck with you?
Just a memory. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a bad memory. It was funny.
It must have been good because it stuck with you.
Yeah. No, it was just like one of those shows where these dudes come over interstate. I think they might have been from Victoria.
It was hip hop?
Yeah, it was hip hop.
They were, yeah.
And then they were doing like a tour, pushing their album out. And they asked us, I felt like I got asked like a week out, if that. Like, let's, we'll get you on the bill. So it was like not really much time to push it.
Yeah.
And bring people out like they probably would have wanted to. But yeah, they ended up just being them and every, like, just the artist.
Person you bring.
So,
Every person you bring.
yeah. It was just us.
Everyone on the bill's watching the next performer.
Yeah, that was it. And like, yeah, and then we finished our song, and all you hear is. And I looked over and I'm like, who's
band's clapping.
No, the bar staff.
Shout out to the bar staff.
Yeah, bro. They were like, these guys are paying for drinks, so let's at least, yeah. But the venue was huge, man. Like, it was like for...
Like rapping in a basketball hall with no one in it.
Yeah.
Where was it?
I think it was at the Bridgewater.
Yeah.
I reckon. It was, if that's the one out north I'm thinking of.
I think Bridgewater is north. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had like the pub, obviously.
It's a big old pub, isn't it?
Yeah, but they had like this sort of like music section where they had this big stage. I felt like we were really, really high up. It was almost like Thebby Theatre vibes.
Okay.
Obviously, just like a shrunken version.
Yeah.
But like proper, I guess, like local good rock bands would play at.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That was like, would be the spot.
A cover band would smash it.
Yeah, no, I feel like it would be like something that, back in its day, like
It went off.
when like Cold Chisel,
Yeah.
when they were still rocking pubs and shit, and Barnesy was up there just trashed off his face.
Yeah,
it would
just
have been that
fucking
spot.
Barnesy with
Yeah.
the bottle of vodka and
Like-
his jocks.
Yeah,
Fucking do this thing.
yeah,
So they came through. There was about no one there.
about no one.
About no one.
yeah, give or take.
Have you played any of them shows? I have.
What's that?
I played a show on Johnson Street in Fitzroy, a place called the Barleycorn, and it was literally, we had a live band too. So it was a 6-piece band.
You were rapping
Two
with the band?
rappers, yeah, myself and Deese.
D's nuts.
No, Deese. Be with Deese. He's a fucking crazy rapper from Melbourne. And we had this group together, and then we played the show at the Barleycorn, and there was literally no one there.
Yeah, well,
Just bar staff. We played to a completely empty room.
I mean, I haven't played to an empty room, but it fucking may as well have been. Like I said, sometimes just the people that are there, They only come for the artist. And it's like I was telling you, like, when people come for the music, it's a fucking a vibe. Straight away, you know.
It's a whole different thing.
Every person that goes up there, the whole fucking place enjoys it. The hands are up, you know, drinks are up. Yeah, there's clapping, there's fucking yelling and carrying on. None of this just standing around like you, I don't know, found out your dog got hit by a car while you're looking at your phone shit. Because that's what it looks like out there to me.
Sad.
That's what it looks like. It's like they're not. You remember, like I said back before, like the fucking shows were crazy when Culture of Kings and shit was going on, and
That era was
Terra Firma and all of that shit. There was never a person that didn't have their hands up.
Yeah.
Never.
I reckon the best one I probably did was 4 hours. We supported
4 hours is sick, yeah.
We supported them at the Uni Bar.
Mad.
That's a good venue.
Bruh, it was fucking insane because when we got there, obviously we did sound check and did the whole bit, and it was like, you know, there were a few people obviously around because it was sound check, and then we were sort of just backstage and around the back area and that, and then by the time we came out, I think we were sort of in the middle. I think there might have been like 3 or 4. I think there might have been 4 support acts.
Yeah.
Sort of like in the middle.
In the
That's
gaps.
the max. There shouldn't be more than that.
Yeah, and then so we came out, and I just remember it was one of the proper times where when the beat dropped and we were all just like jump, and you just seen a sea of heads from like front, back, side to side.
Enjoying
And
it.
it's not
Nah.
it's not a massive venue.
Doesn't
but when
need
you
to be.
had that many people, it was like sardines in a can. But that show, there were people who bought tickets to that show that didn't get in.
Yeah.
They were waiting in the fucking
Yeah, because
staircases.
because there was ways to climb up and around and get in there as well.
So they bought tickets.
They're like, hang on, man, we're at capacity.
Yeah. So
20 cunts climbed up the fucking wall.
like we did a show. We supported Talib Kweli and Common.
Yeah,
Oh,
mad.
shit.
Yeah, at the Thebby Theatre.
Yeah, that's a stage.
Yeah, and that was that was big, man.
Yeah.
But we were second on, so people started to come on like the back half of our
Yeah,
set.
just sort of walking in
But
and
it's so dark there though.
yeah, you can't tell.
You can't tell.
Yeah.
Like you just see silhouettes. You can see the people who are at front. There were there were a few people at the front because it's so fucking big.
It's huge.
And then by the end of it, you're sort of like obviously you're just in the zone, and then every now and then you look up and you just see a few more portions of groups would come in, and there were silhouettes of just like people in the darkness. So
Yeah.
it was fucking.
So it doesn't take you off your game.
No, but it was cool though. It was like
Yeah,
good
and
to say
just
that we did it,
and
but
just the sound of hearing your shit that
Yeah.
go that loud. I would just
Yeah.
fucking love to do that, eh? Like
Yeah, it was
with
one
it
of the-
jam packed, that'd just be sick. I don't give a fuck if they put their hands up or not. Just
Yeah.
want to hear it.
when we did sound check, it was one
we
of
can
those.
play that to an end. I'd play an empty room in there.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Turned right up.
It was fucking killer, man. Like it was one of those things like where it was the mics and everything, and there's so many speakers there that if you licked your lips, you could hear it.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, fuck. Man.
Man, we got to stay. We shouldn't have hit that bag before we come out here.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like
Smoke too much.
It's
and
like-
your lip gets stuck, and you.
Yeah, mosquito flies past, shakes the walls.
yeah, it was probably one of the first shows where it was like, oh, okay, this is what like.
Like Rod Laver in Melbourne, when that's turned up
That's insane.
with like Wu Tang or
I saw Eminem there in
Nas,
2001.
that
It was
fucking
fucking insane.
that top floor
It was
fucking shakes like an earthquake, and you go to back up on the wall was just flexing. You see the speakers on the. Imagine the stadiums in America, bro. Like they are fucking gigantic.
Yeah, I remember the first big hip hop show that not like I mean big was when the Hoods and they did
What do you got?
I don't know, I think it was a Mozzie or something. So you bum fuck the
You called him in, man.
That's it. It was the Hoods at the entertainment center,
Yeah.
and that was wild.
fucking hometown heroes.
Yeah,
proper
bro.
rockin'.
And it was obviously like it was fucking packed.
Yeah.
just packed
To the brim.
And we got there early. Like it was weird. Like they had this like this pre-show thing or this like pre-party over across at the Gov, and then
Good move, Gov.
Yeah.
Smart.
And then like so we went there and like I think it was because I was talking to K21 at the time and he's like, oh, they've got this like little pre-show there. I'm like, yeah, no worries. So
Shout out Adrian.
yeah, okay,
What a legend.
the man. And so we rocked in there and then there were like he had Briggs there, Oz, Vents,
All the big dogs.
yeah,
Me and K21 should dress like Mario and Luigi. He's my little Italian buddy.
that's politically correct too. It's like fucking gospel.
No racial undertones there.
Fuck all that. Don't cut into his story.
Sorry.
No, you're good, bro. No,
Briggs, Oars, Vents.
yeah.
Go on,
No,
go
and
on.
it was sick too because I walked into like the main bar area. And I think I was getting some cash out to because I had like the merch there, but it was like a fuckload cheaper than it was at the. So I got like the GE hat. They had all the they were pushing all the GE gear. I reckon I got the jumper and the hat. I went to go grab it out and like and I turned around and I sort of knew Trials for a few years. We used to go and annoy him when he worked at JB Hi-Fi
Yep.
at Colonnades.
Colonnades, yep.
And then but I turned around and like Trigger was talking to Vents.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, there's Vents, and he's like, oh, this is introduced me, and I was like, fuck, bro. I was like, yeah, that was fucking cool. Man.
Fuck
Yeah, I love Vents' music,
Vince
man.
is so good.
I love his music. It's
Yeah.
right up my alley.
Yeah, that was probably like the real raw Aussie hip hop. I was
Yes.
like, this is just disgustingly filthy.
And he was the first to come like that. I feel in that capacity, he was the first to come that aggressively, but
He was
still
so
have
good live. Man.
yeah,
full tracks that meant
insane,
something.
Insane.
I used to play shows with him. I'd come over, I'd play shows at the Night Train.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So Vince would play, and was that there was a fucking group? I think they might have been from Clandestine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were from Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clandestine.
So they'd play and Vince would play. We'd be
Clandestine.
early on.
Clandestine were fucking pretty big back then too.
They were and on stage, man. They were insane.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, they should fucking man. They need to come back.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Besides Delta, he was like because obviously back then it was so group orientated. Like obviously you had the Funkors, you had Hilltops, you had Pagan Ellipsis, you had Train of Thought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck!
So you had all these.
Oh man, Train of Thought was so good.
So good, bro.
So underrated.
Yeah, and like so you had all these groups, and there was not really a hell of a lot of solo acts.
That's right.
Because it was all, but Vance was that dude who was like just crushing by himself, and no one fucked with him.
Yeah.
They couldn't. Yeah, that's it. Like he's just
You could try.
he's
hard to kill,
It's not
man.
gonna work out.
hard to kill. He's a monster.
Hard to
beast.
kill is my favourite for sure.
Yeah. And then he went so obviously so long with not dropping anything, and then the Marked for Death came, and it was just like
Yeah.
GE dropped, Trials produced. Like, I think Trials produced Hard to Kill anyway.
Yes, he
but-
did. Yeah.
So
He's on the cover, isn't he?
Yeah.
Shout out Trigger. What a legend.
Bro, he's
Absolute fucking.
I was going through it we were listening to Draft the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I had the lady and the wife in the car with me, and I'm like, oh, Trials fucking produced this, Brothers Grimm. I'm like, he produced all this album, and she's like, wow, he did a lot. I'm like, he did so much.
He did, and he did so much for Adelaide, and not
he's still
just
doing.
for the
He's so
country.
important for Australian hip hop.
Yeah, bro.
And he's such a fucking nice dude, man.
Sweetheart.
I swear up and down he doesn't remember me, but every time I see him, I'm like, you don't remember me, do you? He's like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, bullshit.
He's so chill, man. He's so chill. He's like that dude. We did a show at the Little Red Door.
Yep.
And it was the Wow FM thing. And I think I performed solo then at that time. It was like sort of in between when I was working on like the last album that I
We
did.
performed there together, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's good there. Little, but...
We performed at the same
No,
show.
it was a different show.
Yeah, different show. But
Different venue.
Yeah, but we both performed there though at the same night. I reckon.
The Red Door.
I reckon.
Is that the one you go upstairs?
Nah, it's tiny. It's down the bottom.
Second floor we done.
Yeah.
We've done another one.
Little Red Door's tiny, man. Tiny.
Yeah, tiny,
I've
tiny
played there.
venue. But
You go downstairs and then the
It's
bar's
like-
in the middle of the fucking
yeah,
stage.
it's so weird because they got this like
Yeah.
tiny like this bench thing.
They jam you in the corner.
Yeah, and that's where all my mates and like my missus were sort of sitting, and then I don't really like venues where the only one that I've had where it's the same level where I really felt comfortable was the Adelaide Moves show.
Yeah.
Remember the Adelaide Moves?
Oh, yeah, we played that one
Yeah,
together. Yeah.
So we did that.
Yeah, shout out Zach. Zach put them shows back on. MYTHZ coming back, man.
Yeah.
I seen him
exactly,
write a
bro.
post the other day that he was cooking up them shows. Zach.
Yeah, that was probably one of the.
We need to get Zach on here, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like he's a legend.
Yes,
but
he is.
He's
Good dude.
But that was like probably one of the shows where I felt really comfortable about performing on ground level.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not. It's
that room's so fucking nice.
It's
The
so
sound's
nice.
good.
Yeah. It's just an awesome vibe. Like that whole sort of like
This is
living room.
This is the Adelaide Moves one.
Yeah.
With the rug.
Yeah.
What was the fucking venue called?
It's got the rug. This is the one I was talking about.
The rug one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the one with the rug. That
Yeah.
rug would have seen some shit. That rug, I wouldn't recommend kissing that rug.
I had Vax with me, so
He'd
you never
rather
know what'll
kiss
happen.
the rug than
Go
listen
to
you
you too.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, I'd listen to you too. Fuck that rug.
Oh, sweet.
It's a beautiful day.
That rug had seen some shit.
To let it rug away.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, but like the Little Red Door was really very awkwardly small, very
Yeah.
dark,
Yeah.
and obviously like
Jammed in the corner.
The DJ's in the bar.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
DJ's like jammed to the back, and then they can only put 2 little towers there because you can't really
I
put
had-
a big system there.
I
Yeah.
had one fold back, and it was fucking the whole time.
Yeah.
I kicked it off the stage.
Bruh, I'm height deficient as fuck, so like
Yeah.
I'm short as fuck, so I couldn't like see, and that's really like where
What's going on in the
where the
crowd.
show sort of like I could see people like they were
Up the front.
It was packed, like it was
Yeah.
for the room that it was. But to make a long story longer, that Trials came down the stairs, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, yo, went and fucking paid his way on the door, and he's like, I'm hungry, I'm going to get a kebab or something, and then he fucked off, and then he came back after, I think, but yeah, but that's just like the type of dude he was, man. He'd just rock up and be like, yeah, sick, like we'll fucking do these shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking legend.
He walks
he's a
around
good
with
man.
his, even when he's not performing, he's like walks around with his camera and shit.
Yeah, I think he's just a monster producer too. Like,
Yeah.
that's all he does.
Yeah.
He just produces beats.
Yes, he does.
So, I think I seen on like a interview. I think Suffer was talking about it, and he's just he's crazy.
Yeah.
The early Funkor days,
He'll do like fucking 2 or 3 a day, man. If you watch his story, and then he'll post like fucking 10.
I think
Charles hit me up fucking. This is like, he cunt probably doesn't remember me, but this is like 2006. He'd hit me up. He's like, "Oh, I'm coming to Melbourne," and then he'd come to Melbourne, and he played the first floor on Brunswick Street, and we were buying drinks for each other, but we're trying to get each other as fucked up as possible. So we're buying each other like these crazy cocktails.
Big fucking hammers.
Yeah, so I couldn't handle it like I can now, but back then, so the first floor, it's
You
this,
weren't pissed
it's this
fit.
second, no,
not a veteran.
it's this second story venue, like, and it's long as fuck, skinny, long venue, stage is good, crazy, it was always packed. So I'm drinking with fucking Funkors, getting fucked up, me and Charles are buying each other these drinks that I don't even know what was in them.
Screwdrivers and shit.
Yeah, like it was fucked.
those
And then all of a
fucking
sudden,
weird ones.
I had too much. And then
You
I just...
spewed all over Trials, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Spirit on Cester.
I vomited on people, but it wasn't them.
Ah, good.
No, so I'm drinking, and then all of a sudden, I look at Trigger, and I just go,
he triggered you.
yeah, and then the toilet's right at the back of the room. And,
Vomit was coming out
and that
between
was,
your fingers.
That was a mile away at this point.
Oh
I was
no!
so fucked.
It's too late. It's coming.
So
It's-
I'm running through first floor,
and
like,
everyone's going, oh!
I'm vomiting into my hand and going.
Oh, look
Through
at
the
that!
fingers, just
Yeah, through
oozing.
fingers.
I'm so happy there wasn't phones back then. I'm getting chased. I'm getting chased by the Funkers, screaming, laughing, while I'm vomiting on everyone trying to get to the
Trying to
toilet.
hit you with the, to hit you with the kidney
Yeah.
shifter from behind.
then I got into bathroom, threw up in the urinal, and kept going.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Oh man,
That's how it
they were.
was.
That was so like that.
That was when
Funkors were just
That was-
fucking gigantic.
This what's the stepdad album?
Yeah.
Who's
just
your daddy?
straight up-
Cunt,
who's
dumb
your step-
sluts, all
yeah.
the
Who's your
fuck
stepdaddy?
basic- Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that era.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah.
a long time ago.
And it was fun music.
Yeah.
Oh man, their live sets were fucking crazy.
Bro, I think it was Honza's birthday. When they did the Gov for the Hangover,
Yeah.
and they made him scull this fucking like.
A big fucking
It's like,
plantation boot.
yeah, it was like they had a blender that they brought on stage, and they were already absolutely out of their goddamn mind, and he just fucking sculls this thing back, and it's like, anyway, let's get back to it.
Early
It was like,
Funkers was wild, bro.
The last couple of songs were a bit fucking rusty.
right when they did the I guess one of the biggest shows, because I obviously did the Gov, but they did the Thebby for the Hangover, and that was like, if you can go on YouTube and look at Rain on the Masses,
Yes.
like and shit, and like it's when they first come out and it's fucking I remember being in
Huge.
the crowd.
Yeah.
I was fucking enormous, man.
Motherfuckers, everyone fucked with it.
Yeah,
Everyone.
Yeah.
If you liked hip hop, you loved it.
yeah,
I've never heard anyone say I don't fuck with it.
yeah.
Ever.
Like they were. Sesta did like a podcast with Adam Jones.
Yeah, not long ago, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
I seen a bit of
Quick
it.
Raz. Shout out to Jonesy, bro.
Yeah,
He's a
shout
fucking
out.
legend. But
Sexter's the most underrated rapper
but
in
he,
Australia.
he was like saying that he lived out north or whatever, and used to come down south, and then and they'd just walk around to parties through Morpeth Valley. And
Yeah.
everybody knew Trials.
Yeah.
They just knew who he was. So
That
it
was back
just
when
like
when parties were just you could like
Gate Crash City. Bro.
Yeah.
yeah. You just
That was-
walk into
That
them.
was life back
Yeah,
then.
you'd walk into them, and that was just
Late
it was
90s,
it was
early
chill though.
2000s.
Yeah.
People wanted that.
yeah.
It was build the party right up.
Yeah, and that was like, but that was like we were saying before, that was honestly like the blueprint of like how it expanded. They didn't have like, they obviously had like Death Wish cast and shit.
Yeah.
that came before them, but they were like the ones to break out.
Blow it the fuck out the water.
To become this
Yeah.
damn near household name of like the youth.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
To be like, this is Australian hip hop.
Yeah.
And and it's not just subject to Adelaide, but it was
course
that
not.
whole fucking era of like where
Well, I'm a Melbourne guy, bro. Honestly, when the Oars had come to town, it was like it's fucking on, and it was
Jam City.
it was hard for me because me and Weapon X are fucking homies. Like I love Weapon X to death. He's the bro.
Why is it hard for you?
Because there was a bunch of fucking unpleasantness with Weapon X and Adelaide dudes.
Well, you know what? It's not your fault.
No, it was never an issue, and it was all
You
good.
felt bad.
I didn't want to step on toes,
yeah, that's fair enough.
and
man.
it's like because I wanted to like I was playing so many shows.
Sometimes you
over
need
here.
to just say to people, "Look, I love you, bro," and I'm mates with them
I
too.
did, and both parties were cool.
Yeah.
Because I spoke, I had,
And
had
if he had a problem with that, he'd be kind of feminine. Really, you got to
Yeah.
let things go.
I had a conversation with Trials about it. This motherfucker.
I can't imagine anyone having a problem with Trials.
No, it wasn't Trials. It's just it was people. Trials was weird.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I spoke.
Associates,
Yeah.
hired goons.
Trials. I don't want to say who,
Yeah.
but it was
You can't go shooting your mouth off and not say who.
I can.
Go on, blow it out the water.
Nah, fuck no. I
Keep
respect,
going.
I respect them all too much.
Yeah, good.
No,
man.
so there was some problems, and then I was talking to Trials at one of these night train shows where the Double or Nothing battle shows, and he goes,
My dogs are killing
and he
each
was
other.
like, he goes, because I think Weapon X made one of the Bliss and Esso beats.
right.
It was one of the bigger beats, and then we were just talking about it. And he goes, "Oh, you're friends with Zave?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "It's cool." And then everything was
And he
fucking.
went, "Fuck you!"
Nah,
Stab
he was-
me in the chest.
Nah, he's a fucking legend. It was all chill. It was
Yeah,
just-
and it should be.
there was just
Yeah.
at the time there was just this unpleasantness. And
Yeah, unspoken
I
unpleasantness.
think it might have honestly been the fucking accent debate. and that might have had something
Oh,
to do with
okay,
it.
yeah. Yeah.
And I think Weapon X might have said something.
That was a big debate back then. Oh, he
Yeah.
puts a fucking thing in it. Look, not everyone talks with Australian twang. Like,
Yeah.
you go, fucking these dogs, bro. Do you know what I mean? Not everyone speaks with that Australian twang. Like, and I certainly don't rap like it, but I don't not like rap that raps like it.
But I think
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's-
But
think-
that was the time too. Sorry. To cut
Yeah,
you
it was
off,
a
but,
huge
like,
thing.
The time of like they came up on so like when I'm like, oh, you know, my cousin was the same age as them, and my first introduction to hip hop and rap was all American based.
Yes, 100%.
So that's like that's what they came up on. Yeah. Like, you know, and then there's so many references, so many little Easter eggs that even the Oars do, where they'll and Bliss and Esso are massive for it as well.
Little
Where
gems.
these little Easter eggs of like they'll play on words of
Yes.
like a, you know.
yeah, but I don't rap in like an Australian.
Yeah.
I don't do an
Yeah, but
American
that's not what he's
accent.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you rap to your voice though.
Exactly.
I do. Yeah.
Stick to your
Yeah.
voice.
I rap how I talk.
Yeah.
But it was just in Melbourne was a whole different thing because there's a bunch of Melbourne
Melbourne's got a twang. Like,
yeah.
like Lyrical Commission, it had that, like,
Lyrical Commission were
Had
more,
that twang.
more ochre than most.
yeah.
As well.
But like Trem and all of
Yeah.
that, they have that, you know what I'm saying, in
Yeah,
their
absolutely.
voice.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great. But Melbourne are pretty big for having that same sort of sound. Even now, like with fucking Illick and Brutes, they have that sound.
Well, I've got friends in Melbourne that hate Australian accents.
Yeah, well, you know what? Who gives a fuck about them?
I don't get
What are they, Canadian or something? Do you want another
What are
one?
they Canadian?
No, they just-
yeah, go on then.
Come on, man.
Be rude not to.
No, but with the Weapon X,
It's only 35% this shit.
Yeah.
Weapon X
Get 10 of these down.
Weapon X mentioned the hoods on a song. I think that's what
That's what did it.
one of the issues were
Yeah, right.
because he said something like how
Say when.
how can the hoods talk about the nosebleed section being in the front when that's totally wrong or something like that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So it wasn't like a shot, but
Yeah,
it was,
but it was enough. It's
it was
like,
enough
why
to
are you
upset
mentioning
some
me?
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Who
I know,
are you to mention me?
yeah. And I know 60 said something, I think, as well. If I'm not wrong.
Say when.
Yeah, all the bridges.
I may be wrong. Don't quote me.
What's that? Oh, about
60.
About hoods.
Yeah, he did.
There
Yeah,
was something mentioned there.
I think Well,
This is the thing.
And then I was
They
called,
hate on them because they were fucking gigantic.
They hate us because they ain't us.
no, well,
Anus. Ain't us.
Better than you two.
Yeah.
no. So, Forthright. So obviously, like Pez and 60. They did like a mixtape. Was Seth Century part of the Forthright?
No.
He wasn't. He was
Affiliated.
He fucked with
He
them.
was
Yeah.
forthright adjacent.
Yeah. He was based.
He was around.
We were all in the same shit.
Yeah. So when they did the Forthright mixtape, and then it never was explained of what was actually said, but 60 did a song over the Blueprint 2 beat or something. Jay-Z's beat.
Jay-Z, yeah.
And he's like, there was a line in there where he's like, talking about how he was obviously with Lyrical Commission, but it's like, what did he say? It's fucking dope.
Yes,
he's like,
I can't remember.
He's like,
I know what you're talking about, though.
it was sick to be down with the Lyrical Commission. That style wasn't me though. I was innocently driven.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got balls. I looked up, but when I had balls, when I looked at the risk, I jumped up and just the hoods at a gig. And he's like, now when a bunch of dudes see me, they really want to break my jaw, but the hood status is exactly what I'm aiming for. It's like, oh, bro.
Yeah.
So he's like,
And then
and then he says straight after, he's like, that line was in tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember Suff
In the
mentioning
rhyme,
that.
he says that.
Yeah.
That rhyme was in tongue
Yeah.
in cheek. Yeah, I don't know. He can't seem to fucking just get over it.
No,
Like,
because when we're
this is what rap's about.
But I remember when that happened, because I was around these motherfuckers then, and Suff fucking was talking some shit. It's like, and then 60 when he was young, like a teenager, written the Hilltop Hoods a letter, and then I'm pretty sure that Suffer found the letter.
Yeah, right.
I may be wrong, but I may be remembering wrong.
That's
but
so cool though.
it was
I fucking
like
love
20
that
years
history,
ago.
bro.
Yeah, the history's.
I love that history.
This is the best thing about it.
But it was like the whole forthright shit. Do you remember I remember when In the Chub was played for the first time. 60 done In the Club. He flipped it to In the Chub about fucking fat girls.
Yeah.
And it's the fucking funniest thing you'll ever hear.
That was him though.
Go shorty, eat some more cake.
That's so good. But that was 60.
That's
though.
kind of like.
That was 60 though. You couldn't.
I won't go
really-
there. I won't say it.
Yeah.
I could say it.
That was 60 though. Most shit that he said, like, look at Mamma Mia. You know what I mean?
I'm in the
Like-
film clip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Real?
Yeah.
Throwing dough in the
I'll
background.
be watching that after.
Yeah, I'm
being
in
like,
it.
where the fuck are
I
you,
swear.
Vex?
I swear, I'm in it.
I see he's slaying in the sand.
No, yeah.
That's sick.
He's throwing pizza
Fuck
dough.
No, I'm dressed like a Mexican.
Are you? Really?
Yeah.
You
Oh, that's a bit cultural appropriated.
Or I said the same thing. Like 60s, like just fucking grow a mustache, bro. You look Mexican. I'm like, I'm Italian, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare
No,
you?
there's a part. The clip was fun as fuck, bro.
Yeah, bro.
So we're out.
Looked fun to watch.
Yeah, we're on a
Couldn't
beach.
get away with it now.
But they got a model. They got a model to come out. The model he makes out with,
Yeah.
and he fucking shoves pizza in her
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah.
And you can tell she doesn't want the pizza in her mouth because it was covered in sand.
Oh yeah,
It
no
was
one wants that.
fucking hilarious, man.
That's probably what made it better too, though.
And we just like, I'm like, if I'm dressing like a Mexican,
You're not getting paid if you don't eat that sandy pizza, bitch. Open your mouth.
I love that though, bro. I love that
yeah.
fucking. No, that's like.
oh man, I went to because I was in the clip. I got invited to the viewing. Like we had a viewing before the clip was released, and then there was the Soulmate guys who 60 was signed to, and then there was like X and Hal and Andrew Montel, and Andrew Montel was like behind the scenes. He was the puppet master.
Yeah, right.
It sounds negative. I can't explain it better because I'm stupid, but
You are.
like he was behind the scenes a lot. He was fucking helping everything.
Yeah.
He used to
Helping
do
the-
Elusive.
helping the-
He used to have that magazine as well.
Helping the cogs
That Play
turn.
magazine.
Oh, okay.
Montel was involved with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Montel walks up to him and he goes, "How can you release this film clip?" He goes, "Why did you do a mangina at the end of it?" It's like,
Because it's funny.
Yeah.
Because it's a mangina, goddammit.
But it popped off though, didn't it? Like,
Yeah,
the
it
whole
worked.
fucking film clip popped off. It was like.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like that Complete, when Complete did that track where she's feeding him spaghetti and then he does a line off the play
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then like that just went brrrr. That was when I first saw Complete. He'd
Yeah.
already had
Jordan.
he already had all that shit, but it wasn't on my radar at all. And I seen that, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This cunt's alright. Okay, yeah. I'll just be the first to say that we're back because look, Luke fucked everything up.
I take full responsibility.
Because he's a cuck. Nah, it's my fault. Look, we had some really nice shit that we fucked up right at the end there. But
It's just for us.
it's just for us, sentimental.
Yeah.
But we'll just come back. MYTHZ is going to spit some rappity raps that he wrote the fucking smorning.
Yeah.
This morning.
Yeah.
If you can write on
Today.
the way to the podcast and then do it,
Yeah, I
Fuck
gotta
you.
I gotta be that dude. I gotta be that dude to read it off his phone, but like
Nah, that's good.
no, I gotta be that dude. But like yeah, it's not like coming here on you. I had to sort of like have some bars. So
I appreciate the fact that you would take the time to write it, especially on the same day, because I know how busy every motherfucker is.
yeah, no, well, it was this morning. Hair of the dog. Went out and seen a mate last night.
Had a beer bong and got straight into it.
Mate, it's just fucking woke up this morning and I was like,
Okay,
it's time to fucking
time.
get the shit.
let's fucking go.
let's get down to business.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We'll cut here and we'll come back and we'll listen to the man, the myth, the legend. But episode 7,
Let's go.
MYTHZ.
Bro.
Thank you for coming through, brother,
you, mate.
and telling us some of your story.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys having me, man. It's fucking
It's always hard to get it all out in one, but we'll recap.
Yeah.
fucking beautiful
We can
job,
do
boys.
this again, bro.
No, absolutely. No.
Fuck yeah.
It's been a good time and here's to fucking many more to come, gents.
Absolutely.
God forbid.
God forbid.
Alright,
Go ahead.
Shout out, God forbid.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's dead it.
Yeah, said feet 545, I fear no one. Sharp outcome that summarize like a shotgun. Cool collector, smooth operator, flow run. Pedal from the dirt, it's no surprise when I rose up. Trust sonny, I treat my game like it's combat. Dialed in, phones on, bleed plug, contacts. From off the rails and staying on track. I keep the world at my feet with 6 figures on the contract. Style bender, did it all without a sponsorship. Talk about the mountain, brother, I already conquered it. Think you a beast, you ain't a threat, quit acting ominous. That's my final answer from the hot seat, Eddie Lucker did. Compare an album in the time you take to drop a dish, you're not stirring the pot. What you're cooking is a crock of shit. Made more profit than what you think a profit is. Flawless with it, meaning there's no ceiling if it's bottomless. Yeah, I'm still rocking up like dad's home. Got him going front and center to the back road. Held my city down, never asked for nothing back, bro. Ain't shit changed but the time and the cash flow. All without a handout, shortcuts and macros. Levels to this shit, made them on another plateau. Had an ear for the art like Van Gogh, and I may be out of this world going astro. Went from Southside Seaford to the hairline, seen it from the start, then there ain't no need to guess why. Try to fill my shoes, bruh, better luck next time. I don't ask the spots back, nah, go and get mine. Salute to those day dots who are rocking me, and to the others that I met through the Odyssey. Been asking where I've been, I'll give it to you honestly. Nothing ever not deserved to this straight until it's quality. So turn it up and let me speak my shit. They could write half their life trying to reach my list. This is top tier business, not a catching your pitch. Come and knock about the park, a home runner for the risk. All the time that I gave these motherfuckers still talking. A few local shows to mean you hold some importance. The best is back, I don't see you as a caution. Wipe the shit from the shoes and brother, I keep it walking. Could earn a profit from the dollars to the pesos. This shit's easy, bro, I worked this on the train home. From the ashes to the rise and any problem. Went from living off the rails, how ironic now I'm driving on them. Not a moment to waste passing me by. Ain't another person breathing, working harder than I. Mastermind on the path, but a bastard at times. Am I the only person left who thinks it's harder to die? So, had nothing given, the stars to align. So when you stuck in autopilot, I'm out chartering flights. Rocket man, burning out, blast of a ride. Recognize a different animal, the last of my kind.
Damn, who really be wanting to whip me? You better be coming to get me. I'll only be quitting this rap shit and when I'm turning 50. Get your knives and slip me, I got my riders with me. And you rappers get hit up, you're never siding with me. We sip the cow and D, I can't afford no Henny. I'll make it hard to breathe, my flow's a drain of many. I'm down with BMC, and we ride with plenty. You used to laugh at me, but now you pay for entry. God forbid, episode 7.
Episode 7, Myths.
Myths.
Peace out.
Boys,
My
it's
man.
been a pleasure.
Let's go.